Hi champions, it is Thursday. We're going to finish with our making predictions today, which is an educated guess using clues in the story. Hope you're enjoying it, and we're going to continue. Alright, let's practice together. Remember, we're not doing the outcome this week, but we will next week. Alright, here we go. Here's our first practice problem. Don't forget to lock the barn door behind you so the animals don't get out, Farmer Green told his new farm hand, Danny. Danny nodded and went to work. He fed all the animals, then he cleaned the stables. It was hard work, but Danny was happy to have a job. At first, Farmer Green watched him carefully, but gradually he gave Danny some distance, showing him his trust. Danny was exhausted from a hard day's work. He wiped the sweat from his brow, proceeded to exit the barn. He left the lock in a pile of hay by the shovels and shut the door behind himself, walking away from the unlocked door. Danny was off to see Farmer Green to find out his next task. So, the beginning kind of told you, don't forget to lock the barn door behind you so the animals don't get out. Well, what happened? Danny walked away from the unlocked door. So Danny left the door unlocked. He'd been doing such a good job, he was just exhausted, so he wasn't thinking clearly. So, I think some animals are going to escape. How do I know this? Well, it's the first thing Farmer Green said, so maybe some of the animals had already escaped before, because Farmer Green warned Danny of this. So fortunately, I think some of the animals are going to escape and Danny's going to get in trouble. Hopefully you made a prediction and you have some clues to back it up. Practice problem number 2. Kenya was pumped about the dance competition. She was driving there in her mama's car and taking her teammates Dana and Jenna. It was a 4-hour car ride. They were listening to the new Mountain Boys album, and the girls were singing along to all the choruses, replaying the songs that they liked multiple times. They were having so much fun cruising down the highway and singing that Kenya didn't even notice the needle of her fuel gauge drop below the E line. Dana pressed the back button to replay their favorite song, My Heart Takes Off Its Cowboy Hat for You. As the song began playing, the car's engine began sputtering. So they were preoccupied with the music, and they didn't notice the needle on the going below E. So if you know anything about car, the E line stands for empty. Usually your car will ding and tell you that you're running low on gas. So what happens? So the car is low on gas, and it starts to sputter. Sputtering is when it makes the noise like it's starting to shut down. So I think the girls are going to be stranded and they might miss their dance competition. So I think the girls will be stranded and miss their dance competition because they are stuck without fuel. Hopefully somebody can come rescue them, and hopefully they're not too far away from home. And the third problem today. Yeah, I go horseback riding all the time. My uncle has no horse, Brian told Shannon. Brian's uncle did not have a horse, and he had never gone horseback riding in his life. Shannon stared deeply into his eyes and said, I like you, Brian. Will you come horseback riding with me tomorrow? Brian agreed without hesitation. He was so excited to spend more time with Shannon that he forgot his lie entirely. He showed up at Shannon's house and she asked him why he didn't wear his riding gear. He lied again, telling her that his gear was at the cleaners. Shannon lent him some of her brother's gear and they went to the stables. This one's called Black Scarlet. He's my brother's horse, and he's by far the fastest. Since you're an experienced rider, I'm going to let you take him out. Brian gulped. He figured the horseback riding looked pretty easy in the movies. Okay, he replied. Then he attempted to mount Black Scarlet. Uh-oh. Well, I can already tell you Brian's issue. What did he keep doing throughout the story? He kept lying. He lied numerous times to Shannon and to the fact that he's going to put himself in possible danger. So what happened here? Brian lied and is trying to ride an experienced horse. That's when he should have said, you know what, actually, I don't know how to horseback ride, because it's not that easy. I think Brian is going to hurt himself. Too bad he was too proud. He should have just told the truth. I think Brian is going to hurt himself because he is riding a difficult horse. So, he's my brother's horse, and he's by far the fastest. So, Brian should have learned his lesson. Well, maybe he'll learn his lesson after this ride. So, hopefully you made a prediction, and we can go over, hopefully you had some clues to back it up. Alright, your last assignment for this week. Remember, we're not doing the outcomes this week, but you're going to read about Cameron. You're going to figure out an event and a prediction. And then you're going to read about Mr. Nibbles. And you're going to not do the outcome this week. So you're going to do the event and the prediction, and we'll go over all of our predictions tomorrow. Thanks, champions. Don't forget to have evidence to back up your prediction.